Stuff in it.
Do you dip it in?
Now,
Do
just
you eat
imagine
it?
if you've never
I mean, you
tried
can dip it,
pasta.
I think, in that brown stuff.
But I
else you
just
plain.
eat it. I just eat it.
Imagine if you've
It's
never
good, isn't
tried
it?
Yeah, the flavor's a little bit different, but it's not bad.
Joy, we usually have it fried. They didn't fry theirs.
They
Yeah, I don't
theirs.
really like this slimy one.
Yeah, we usually.
What do you have? What is that?
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. It's March 9th, and it's time to talk about your favorite Duggar who's got the most questionable parenting skills. That's right, Joy Anna Forsyth. Joy Anna Duggar, Jill's no longer buddy. Joy, when she's not picking fights with her sister Jill on Instagram, she is also hosting super spreader parties and going to super spreader events. And she also reveals pregnancies. Now, wait until gotta watch all the way to the end of this video so that you can find out who is pregnant, because there's another pregnancy on the horizon. Gideon turned 3. Yes, that's right. Gideon is 3 years old and it's time to celebrate. So obviously, what would they do? Go to the Duggars for an intense night, family night. That's right. Every Monday night, the Duggars get together and invite all of their friends, all of their family, and they pretend like there's nothing going on in the world that might prevent them from getting an illness. Yes. It's interesting because it always seems like there's like a different group of people at these events. This night, it happened to be filled with a variety of people. We saw Anna Duggar, Jessa, we saw Ben Seawald, her brother, Jed, Jason, Tyler, their friends, Elijah. There's a lot of people in there that are people that seem to be part of the family, but they never introduced. But anyways, they have food at this event, and Joy for the first time tries a pot sticker. Imagine you're in a world in Arkansas and you've literally never tried a pot sticker. That's the world that Joy Anna Duggar Forsyth lives in.
I was just telling Jessa, I'm not one to try new foods. I always eat what I know is yummy. No, I have not. That does not look
What's your favorite food?
appetizing.
Right now. Do you dip it in?
Now,
Do you
just
eat
imagine if you've never
I mean, you
tried
can dip it,
pasta.
I think, in that brown stuff.
But I
else you
just
plain.
eat it. I just eat it.
Imagine if you've
good,
never
isn't
tried
it?
So for this night, they've decided to have sort of a night where they had Chinese food and pad thai. I guess that's what Joyanna says. And she tries a pot sticker for the first time and decides that she doesn't really like it. And then we see Anna Duggar. Now, there's been a lot of questions. Is Anna pregnant? Is she not pregnant? You guys, I still don't know. We don't really see a huge picture of her. Like, we don't see like she's wearing a baggy shirt. She's sitting down. Noticeably absent is Josh Duggar is nowhere to be found. She seems to be sitting next to some people I've never seen before, and she doesn't even really talk to Anna. So most of the interaction that we see at the Duggars at the family night is literally them eating. There's not any sort of interaction really with her parents. You see Miss Michelle kind of off in the background, and they talk about how it is Gideon's birthday. We do get a cameo appearance by Gracie Duggar, John David and Abby's little girl. So that was like a nice addition. So after they have the exciting family night, then they wake up in the morning, it's Gideon's birthday, and what better thing to do during a massive pandemic than to go to a trampoline park with all of your friends and family and literally no one wears masks. Yep, that really happened. So at the trampoline park, poor Jordan had to wear a skirt. Same with Jenny. I feel so bad for these girls. Like, they can't even go to a trampoline park and wear pants.
Woo, man. Those are high bouncers, guys. Okay, so we've got Jordan, Marcus, Mason, Gideon, and Jenny.
Anyways, at the trampoline park, Gideon has a blast. The kids all are having fun. There's a lot of people there I've literally never seen before. There's someone who's pregnant. Who's that? We'll get there. And there's Austin's parents, and there is the Duggars. So at one point in time, Austin's dad tells Gideon that he's too old to have his finger in his mouth. And apparently some of you guys were really upset about that. You thought it was really rude that the dad would suggest that Gideon can no longer suck his thumb. Now I'll tell you.
Are we good?
You're too big for that. Hey, you're 3 years old now. You're too big for that. Right?
Now I'll tell you a secret about the Forsyths. I've been told by people that know the Forsyths that these kind of people are really intense, that the dad has some very strange beliefs, and that in the world of fundamentalism, like, there's the extremists and then there's the Forsyths. Yeah, like, I'm not even kidding. People say that they're way more extreme than everyone else. People that go to the camp have said that it's very bizarre. They have like a dress code per se, but most of the women wear dresses and skirts, and then the men wear pants. Now, if you were a woman and you went there and you wore pants, you might get kind of looked at, but it's, whatever. Anyways, so the Forsyths were on the world's strictest parents, and the dad is kind of like out there. It's weird because he's been married twice. So he's actually gone through a divorce. He has kids from a first marriage and from a second marriage. So even Austin's dad cannot abide by the rules that they have, which is, again, the hypocrisy of all of this. And at the end of it, they go home. It's a successful party. Joy doesn't seem to make any questionable choices for the kids in this episode, other than for the fact of having all of the kids at a trampoline park during the pandemic, and literally no one is wearing masks. So I don't know if they just don't care, if they just think, well, it doesn't matter. They'll use these statistics that X% of people survive from it, and it's not a big deal, even though there's people that they know that have passed away, like Kelly Bates' stepfather passed away. Her mom had it. Aaron Bates has had it twice. Joanna and Austin have had it. We know that it's circulating. We just don't know who has it and who doesn't have it. And I'm starting to wonder if part of the reason why we are not seeing Justin's wedding is because they are not abiding by COVID guidelines. So the networks are pretty strict about how they handle filming and have been handling filming. And for instance, like on Outdaughtered and all the other shows, they have to get tested multiple times a week. They have to follow quarantine protocols to make sure that the film crews are safe. And it's pretty clear at this point that Justin and Claire's is not going to be on Counting On, which is bizarre to me. But I think it all comes down to how irresponsible the Duggars are being with COVID. That's just my speculation. I'm not totally sure. Okay. But it's just weird that they're not taking it seriously, meaning they have so much that they could be offering. But then it also begs the question is, how much of a storyline are Justin and Claire going to have? Like, they're going to be living in Texas, so maybe they just won't be filmed as frequently. And Justin wasn't a prominent feature on the show before any of this anyway. So will he integrate into it, or will he not be a part of the show? If he's not being filmed for their wedding, maybe that's an indication that they won't be on the show. I don't know. To date, we've only actually seen Claire once, and that was when she was introduced. So we don't know anything about Claire in connection to Counting On. Okay, moving on to the pregnancy. So a bunch of you sent me this message and they were like, oh my gosh, someone's pregnant. And I was like, huh? Well, I went to Anna Duggar's or Forsyths Instagram stories and I noticed that it said, check out my sister's gender reveal. And I was like, your sister? Who's pregnant? And it's not Jessa. I initially thought, oh, it's Jessa. So I swipe up, right? No. She reveals that her sister-in-law, Rachel, is pregnant, and she's pregnant with a baby girl. So who is Rachel? Rachel is Austin's older sister. And at the gender reveal party is the Duggars. Again, no masks, outside. At least this time they're outside, but they're all clumped together. They're having community food. It was a cute gender reveal, though. They ate slushies, and at the bottom of the slushie, they had something in there that said, like, what was a boy or what was a girl, and they're having a little girl. And Rachel and her husband, Nick, already have a little boy named Arrow, and so they all seemed super happy that Rachel is going to be having a baby girl, and that baby will be joining Arrow. These names. Do you think that the baby's name will be like Bo? Like bow and arrow? Too soon? Too weird? Straight and arrow? Straight and arrow. Just kidding. That would be so typical. Okay, so Austin's sister is pregnant. I don't know about Anna. Sadly, Anna Duggar's pregnancy status is still up in the air. We don't know why. People are still convinced she is pregnant, but people can't figure out why she wouldn't announce it. Josh obviously is a gross man, and so some people think that they might not reveal that kind of stuff now because they don't want to deal with the harassment of, oh my God, you got pregnant again by that child, fill in the blank. I mean, can you blame people for being irritated by it? I know I can't. So anyways, in the midst of all of this, what do you think about the super spreader events and the pregnancy? Were you fooled like I was? No, it's not a Duggar that's pregnant. It's Rachel Forsyth. Yeah, she's pregnant. I've never heard of her. Yeah, me either. But she's pregnant and she's having a girl. All right, you guys, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye.